everyone, I'm Jen.
And I'm Sarah.
And today's video is an update about Sarah. For those who don't know who she is one of my oldest and dearest friends, and she's who I started the channel with back in like 2010, right?
Yeah, it was like June,
the summer.
June 2010.
And of course, we decided to film on the worst day possible. We're both very ill.
Yeah.
So we're doing a Q&A. I asked you guys on Twitter what questions you'd like to ask us, so let's start the show pretty much.
All right.
The first question is from David. He asks, Sarah, where have you been?
I left the channel in December 2011, and from then I focused all of my attention and energy on mechanical engineering. Then I transferred to San Jose State, and I'm going to get my degree this May, actually.
Yay! It's just so crazy because we literally switched spots, because I was up north and she was in SoCal, and then when I graduated she transferred, and then it just kind of flip-flopped.
The second question is from Andrea, who asks, what was your main goal or reason for starting the channel? And love you so much.
Love you too. I guess we originally started the channel, we were both in community college. I was watching a lot of YouTube beauty videos and I was like sending them to you, and I just noticed that there was this huge hole in the fashion realm, and I was like, hey, maybe that could be what we bring to the table.
Jen thought there were other girls that would have similar interests that would want to see their clothes represented online. So. And then she graciously let me tag along.
Well, I mean, it's pretty scary putting yourself out there online. I wouldn't have been able to do it without you, because it would have been so awkward to be like, hey mom, can you film me? You know? It was just like a really fun project for us to do.
I think that between us two, we had a lot of creative trust, which you really need to be able to say, like, I want to do this thing. Is that dumb or no?
Yeah, right?
And that never was, you know, we never put each other down on our ideas. So I think we had really good chemistry.
Ali asks us, what made Sarah want to stop filming YouTube videos for Close Encounters? Loved you both since your thrifting hauls.
So there are 3 actual reasons for why I stopped. The first one is the official reason we put in our Goodbye Sarah video.
Yeah, Sarah's goodbye.
That was when Jen was going to transfer to UC Davis. So the logistics of us filming together was nil. We would rather spend the time we had together, like actually hanging out and being friends, not having these assignments and projects that we had to do.
Filming videos took a big chunk of our time, and when you're forced to do something, it really strips away the fun out of it.
The second reason was, frankly, I was kind of losing, this was just for me, so I don't know how Jen feels about it. Obviously, like, fashion for you is something different than it is for me, but at that point in the channel, clothes kind of felt like an assignment for me. I would go into stores and look at things based on whether they fit a criteria, not whether I actually liked them. I was like, why am I doing this when I don't have joy in it? And that was something that you had to help me realize. You're like, do you even want to do this anymore? And we had to take a step back, and that's when we made the goodbye video.
I know, that was a really crazy conversation. I remember it happened because we were filming like our May thrift find, or
it was December.
It was December?
Yeah, it was winter's trends or something.
Yeah, winter trends or something. I remember when she came over, it looked like you had like a rough night, and I almost felt bad, like that I was like forcing you to do this, you know? And
yeah, but at the same time, you were putting 110%, and I was like maybe 30%, if I'm gonna be honest. And it sucks because we care about each other so much.
And you were going through some crazy shit. And then I guess that leads you to the third point, you know?
And the third point is, I'm not gonna go too much into it, but my dad passed away in May of 2011. And I basically was in depression for 1 to 2 years. The channel wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for her stepping up in those months. I couldn't bring myself to talk about clothes or anything. I guess that's why we're doing this video now, 5 years later, because like all of that really settled. And like Jen kept it on the lowdown for you guys. Like, you know, I'd be like, oh, her dad died. Like, that's why she's not here.
It's not my place to say, and I think that's why it's important to have this update, because now it's crazy that we can sit down and we can talk about it. But literally, that was a really hard time for you. It was just a rough couple of years, like a year and a half,
And on a lighter note, OMG, I miss y'all. How would you say your style has changed over the years?
I feel like my style in general has just remained all over the place. The biggest lesson that I've learned is to just dress for my body type. I feel like before, if I liked something, I wouldn't care about the size or the proportioning being off. I would just wear it and be like, "Ugh," and wear stuff that just did not fit my body. But I feel like now I know what looks best on my short, petite frame. Fit is super important for me now, and I just feel like that changes the game for everything, because if something doesn't fit you right, it doesn't matter what kind of style you have, it just looks kind of off.
That's a hard lesson to learn from our Goodwill days. Like,
oh, I know.
This fits.
This fits, right?
Just belt it. Well, from our early 20s, we were experimenting a lot with really crazy things, just because that's what you do when you're young. You're like, I don't know if I like this, but I'm gonna wear it for a day and we'll find out.
Yeah, right?
And now that we're in our mid-late 20s, you kind of, I know, right?
Stop, we're still in our mid-20s.
Yeah.
Right?
You kind of, I guess, level off. You get, like, you know what fits you, you know the styles you like. For me, I kind of have gravitated towards more, I guess, like clean cuts, monochrome, yeah, not so much graphic stuff.
Oh my gosh, right? I can't see you in a graphic tee
Right?
anymore. Imagine.
That's all my high school days. I guess classic line, classiness.
Classic.
Yeah, but I mean, there's always a time and place to be gaudy for gaudy's sake.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like jewels everywhere.
Yeah.
It just has to fit you.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Jackie. She asks, what's the first thing you guys do when you guys finally meet?
Hug and eat.
Yeah,
Like,
that's pretty
what
much.
we do. That we did that. When was it? The 26th or 27th?
Yeah.
Of December,
huh.
like the first time we met up this break, this holiday break. Yeah,
Just
we
hug.
hugged and then we ate.
And then sometimes we have a little drink.
Yeah. 2 questions. What did you love about working together and making fashion videos? And what do you admire about each other's style? What I loved about it is that we got to create a tangible product, and it was all a creative, tangible product. And especially right now, I'm doing a lot of hard science, so that outlet of kind of just like colors and seeing where things go, it's really cathartic, and I think it's really healthy to do. And I really liked our stop motion that we used to do in our intros.
Oh my god, it was so good. Like for our first video, the summer fashion
That was
haul,
really ambitious.
I know, we got all our shoes and brought it to
And our
my
purses.
neighborhood. Yeah.
We just walked around people's houses.
I know, it, like
in
that,
the front lawns.
That purse shot, it was my neighbor's house that I never talked to, but we just used their, I guess like that front
That grid thing,
gate
yeah.
thing. Yeah, and we're just like, I hope they don't come out.
Take away this purse. Take away this purse.
Growing up, we always loved planning things, even like imaginary things.
Yeah.
So it was like really fun to plan something and then execute it and then share it with the world. It was so fun like reading the comments and like seeing it grow, because it was such, like the YouTube community was so different back then. I felt like it was definitely a lot more like intimate and it
Homemade,
was,
I guess?
And homemade.
Oh, and then
Okay.
what do you admire about each other's personal style?
I think for Sarah's personal style, I want to say that you have always done you, which I appreciate. Like, I mean, I think it's really easy to get caught up in all like the fast fashion trends and everything, but I feel like you are not influenced by that. I don't know, I guess like for your style, I would describe it as like modern but with quirky little details, like this necklace or like your purse with like the little rainbow M&M thingies. I think it's cool.
I feel like I kind of have an opposite appreciation for you, where it's like I'm kind of more steady and stagnant. Like you have such a broad range of styles that you can actually embody and feel comfortable in. And I think that like from why I left, I had like fashion fatigue.
Oh no.
Experience.
Oh.
Oh, Becca.
Is this? Oh yeah.
I experienced fashion fatigue like after a year of doing close encounters, and you're still gunning it, you know, you're still finding joy and passion and creativity and thinking of combinations still, and like I couldn't do that. And also you have like a really courageous shoe style, I think. And I'm not saying like, oh, like that's brave, like really catty, but I mean like seriously, like you wear shoes that I'm afraid to wear because of my ankle.
I know, but you have weak ankles.
Yeah,
like
Axl
Axl Rose.
You put on these shoes, any kind, like flats, chunky heels, like platforms, whatever, and you make it work with your outfit, and you like just strut down the street, like
thank
you don't
you.
care. Yeah,
I
I don't
feel
know. I think that's really awesome.
Oh, thank you. Oh, you're so nice.
These are things that we've never actually told each other.
I know, this is good to let it out.
Yeah.
Question number 7 comes from Bailey, and she asks, what was the most difficult thing about keeping a long distance friendship, and how did you get through it? Technically, we are still going through a long distance friendship now. In the beginning, honestly, like it was pretty difficult for me because I used to see you like every day for so long, and then all of a sudden I was like isolated up here, and it it just like not seeing you as often was really tough on me. As the years went on, I just got used to the frequency, or I guess lack of frequency. When you guys see each other, it's about putting everything aside and just catching up and seeing that as a big treat, as opposed to being like, why weren't you here for me when I did blah blah blah? You know, it's not about that. It's about like caring for the person and like genuinely wanting to know like what you've been up to.
Yeah, it's mainly about timing. Do you have time to see this person? And sometimes that's not the case for either of us, like whatever our schedule. And yeah, it's just, I care about what's in your life. I care about who your stories about these people. I have no idea what they even look like, but I want to know because it's part of you and it's affecting you. And if you find someone that you feel that way about, then it doesn't matter if you haven't seen each other for a day or for a year, like you'll still have that connection. I'm asking my own question. Sarah, will you ever make your own YouTube channel? And no.
I honestly, when I picked this question out, I was like, this is gonna be so funny for Sarah to answer, because it's like, I could not imagine you having your own YouTube channel anymore.
No.
Like,
Okay, yeah, so how I see YouTube channels are, you need a certain level of dedication and energy and passion for it, which I don't have. You need a certain personality, an aesthetic eye, and a certain type of charisma. I do have charisma,
You do have
but not
charisma.
the type that you have. And
it's different. It's different. It's different.
yeah, I think that you're one in a million.
Aw, 1 in a million.
We are really different people. We're really, really different. And so in our channel and in our friendship, we're complementary. We're not identical. We're happy with how things have progressed.
Yeah.
Like,
we both found our passion,
Yeah.
and that's...
and they don't conflict with each other.
No,
like,
not at all.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
So I think we're both really content with where we are.
All right. Number 9. What is your favorite memory together? Oh my gosh, this one was so hard.
I couldn't think of one specific memory, like eating hot Cheetos in the rain, like on July 8th. Like I can't think of things that way with you, because we had too many memories with each other.
We've known each other since elementary school. That's how long it's been.
I guess we could talk about favorite instances, like just kind of this pocket of time.
In middle school, I remember we would always walk home and we would sit on the bench.
Yes.
And then we would sit on the bench.
So weird.
And just not go home. We would just talk, like count the cars.
No, remember we scraped graffiti off of the bench?
Oh yeah, we did.
I don't know why.
Someone tagged on the bench and we're like, oh,
And so
our
we,
bench. We like scratched it off with like our nails.
I thought about some funny, weird things we did while filming. I remember I would be in your living room, like just laying clothes out on the floor, and you'd be in your room putting your makeup on, and you'd be like, Sarah.
Wait, what?
Remember you would say like Sarah, for like a minute. You came out, you're like, I thought that you would say something or be annoyed, but I just let you do it.
I think I remember like Sarah.
But it wasn't that annoying. It was getting creakier. And you thought that there would be a breaking point where I'd be like, what? But there wasn't.
Wait, I remember now.
And things like us filming in 95-degree weather,
Oh, I
breaking
know.
into Palm Elementary.
When we're doing fall fashion trends and we're like they're
layering.
scarf.
When you look back on your older videos, what would you both say, or what advice would you give to the younger Jen and Sarah?
For my younger self, I would tell her to not feel so stressed about not knowing enough. I feel like when I was younger, I always felt so behind. I didn't know. I would just tell myself like, you didn't know anything because you were young. Like, of course you didn't know anything. You have to start from somewhere. And I would just tell myself to just like stay curious but still be confident, because there's nothing wrong with not knowing anything, you know? That's why you're here. You're here to ask questions and you're there to absorb. And I would tell her that you will grow into your skin and you will be happy.
So we're talking about just our personal lives, not just about videos, right?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So for videos, I would tell myself to wear better quality shoes because my feet are destroyed.
Are they
No,
now?
it's just like my ankle sucks, and
They've always sucked.
that wasn't really worth it, wearing crappy shoes. Like, get good quality shoes. And I guess for life, just appreciate everything it's kind of sad because like my dad passed away, like appreciate what you have. But really appreciate what you have, your friends, your family. Yeah, take account for all of your relationships and appreciate them. And let me think. Also, don't be too accommodating. You really got to think about yourself too. It's not selfish to do that.
All right, guys, that wraps up the Q&A with Sarah. I would tell you guys to follow Sarah, but she has no social media accounts, so you don't know when you'll ever see her again.
Oh, yeah. And I just want to thank all you guys that still remember me.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, it's really sweet, and it gives me a lot of pride, and I'm really happy that I was able to be part of your lives for a time, and that I was able to help Jen build the channel into what it is today.
Yeah, because it wouldn't have been the same without you. It probably wouldn't even be here without you.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been oh, I guess it's true on both accounts, but it's a different channel now.
Yeah.
But it's better.
Oh.
Because it is you.
It's just different, not better. When did we start doing that voice? But we've been doing that weird voice for such a long time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it started in middle school or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't a recent thing.
I don't know who we're impersonating either. So thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Bye.